right, begin.
What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. I hope each and every one of you are healthy and happy this morning. That's the most important thing. Now, before we go any further, I want to ask you guys a favor. If you don't mind, go ahead and punch that like button and also smash that share button so we can get this channel recognized, you dig? And also, if you're on Instagram, you can follow me at NCToughTV. That's a for sure way that we can stay connected, all right? Now, with that said, let's go ahead and get down to business, and I want to talk about this Wendy situation again. So guys, if you don't know, the Sun.com is reporting that Wendy's bank, which is Wells Fargo, is claiming that Wendy is an incapacitated person who is a possible victim of financial exploitation. Now, as a result of that, and also the claims that Wendy is suffering from early stages of dementia, her bank accounts at Wells Fargo have been frozen for more than 2 weeks. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick of hearing these claims that Wendy is a possible victim of financial exploitation without them telling us who's trying to exploit Wendy.
I need answers.
Because the bank has been so forthcoming in letting us know that Wendy is such this incapacitated person that she can't make financial decisions for herself. So who's trying to exploit Wendy? Is it her ex-husband, Kelvin Hunter? To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to do some shady stuff behind the scenes. Is it her son, Kevin Jr.? I seriously doubt that, because Wendy gave Kevin Jr. the power of attorney over her, and basically he was denied funds and access to her bank accounts as well. Is it Debmar Mercury, the actual production company that produces the Wendy Williams show? Are they trying to recoup funds from Wendy? I don't know if she got paid, even though she didn't host her own show this year. You know, maybe they're trying to get funds back. I don't know. But to me, it just sounds like a bunch of crap. Now, another critical factor that I want to bring up is the fact that Wells Fargo actually froze her accounts, right? And so you could put the blame on Wendy in this aspect, but you can also blame the bank. So the question I have is, okay, so she's not been able to pay her alimony to Kelvin Hunter. She's not been able to pay her mortgages. She's not been able to pay her employees. So that tells me 2 or 3 things. Either Wendy didn't have a set amount that was drafted out of her accounts to pay her bills in the first place, and that Wendy must have paid all of her bills monthly manually from all of her accounts. And secondly, if you're the bank and you're so concerned about Wendy and someone actually taking advantage of her and her money, then why wouldn't you view past financial records and actually pay this woman bills out of her accounts instead of allowing Wendy to go default on her payments? You know, it just seems like they're trying to really railroad Wendy to this dead end and see this woman lose everything that she worked for.
Nothing that you say will make this okay. Ever. Ever.
Think about this, y'all. Just think about this in its totality. Wendy is worth about $60 million, right? Even if the bank had Wendy's interest at best hand, they could allow this woman to have $2 million of her money until they're able to really figure out what's going on with Wendy's mental health. And that's coming from the standpoint, if this is true that Wendy is suffering from early stages of dementia, right? Because here's the thing, Wendy is in Florida right now as we speak, receiving treatment, trying to get better. How we don't know that Wendy is having memory lapses due to the medication that she's taking, and it has nothing to do with her having early stages of dementia. People do have certain side effects to certain medications. That's a possibility, correct? Now, another thing that I would like to know, and this could be possibly game changing, right? Can Wendy's doctors confirm that she's suffering from early stages of dementia? Because in this case, medical confirmation is warranted. You just can't go off the word of Wendy's staff actually putting this information out there. You can't go off the word of bloggers and things like that. We need medical confirmation that Wendy is suffering from early stages of dementia, period, point blank.
Just gonna have to bring it, period.
Now, let me say this. If I was Wendy, I wouldn't want to return back to my show. I wouldn't, because her staff is to blame for this. They were the one that was snitching and putting out her medical information, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
Wow. You really are stupid, huh?
I can't do this no more!
But anyway, y'all, what I want to do right here is read you all what the Sun.com reported. Alright, it says, the Wendy Williams show host financial advisor had allegedly alerted the bank that the host appeared to be of an unsound mind, and the bank further believed she was the victim of exploitation, dementia, or undue influence, according to her team's petition seeking to reopen the accounts. The Sun can exclusively reveal that Wells Fargo has responded to Wendy's team and told the court that they have filed a petition for a guardianship hearing concerning the client's capacity. The bank's attorney further alleged Wells Fargo has strong reason to believe the petitioner is the victim of undue influence and financial exploitation. Wells Fargo's team also suggests the guardianship proceedings continue under seal as they would like to preserve the confidential interests of the alleged incapacitated person. The bank's response also claimed that Wendy has been a client of the financial advisor for the past 15 years and that her financial advisor has an unblemished record in 23 years in the industry. In their determination to freeze Wendy's accounts, Wells Fargo claimed they relied on the reports of the financial advisor who has recently witnessed telltale signs of exploitation, including the petitioner's own express apprehension. Now, what I want you guys to pay attention to right here is the fact that Wendy's former financial advisor by the name of Lori Schiller is claiming that Wendy must have confided in her in regards of feeling that she could be exploited for whatever reason. So Lori Schiller is saying that Wendy expressed to her that she felt that she could be taken advantage of financially. Now, this is the question that I pose to y'all. If there was no looming rumors that Wendy was having some type of mental issues and could be suffering from early signs of dementia, would Lori Schiller be making these claims? Because guess what? The crutch that she has to stand on is the fact that there are rumors out there that Wendy is suffering from dementia. But yet and still, we haven't heard that from a doctor. Moving right along. The bank also claimed to have spoken to independent third parties who know the petitioner well and shared these concerns. Wendy's team filed their response and denied Wells Fargo's claims that Wendy is the victim of undue influence and financial exploitation. You spoke to third parties?
I'm sorry, what?
What did you say?
As The Sun previously exclusively reported, Wendy says she has been frozen out of her accounts containing millions of dollars for over 2 weeks. The host of the Wendy Williams show, who has not appeared on the daytime series in several months as she suffers from multiple health problems, said in the lawsuit's latest filings that her frozen accounts have caused her irreparable financial harm. Wendy and her representatives claim that Wells Fargo had told them that they would be given a ruling after she provided them with a properly executed witness and notarized power of attorney and signed letter of representation. A power of attorney gives a designated individual the right to make decisions about another person's property, finances, or medical care when the person is unable to do so. The court papers do not specify who is authorized to act on her behalf or what powers were assigned to that person. She wrote, "I have submitted multiple written requests to Wells Fargo, and I have visited various Wells Fargo branches in the South Florida area in an effort to resolve this matter outside of the courtroom. I have defaulted and I'm at risk of defaulting on several billing and financial obligations, including but not limited to mortgage payments and employee payroll." All right, y'all, so y'all heard all of that, right? And so the first thing I want to point out is that they alluded to the fact that this woman that used to be Wendy's financial advisor by the name of Lori Schiller had been in the industry or is still in the industry for 23 years, right? And so this is the thing. You know, it sounds like to me that Lori Schiller is upset that Wendy fired her and that her pride may be hurt and that she's hot and that she's disgruntled about the fact that Wendy moved on from her. So in all actuality, right? Basically, Wells Fargo is believing every word that Lori Schiller is telling them about Wendy. Again, have they heard this from a doctor? This is very pivotal. Have they heard that Wendy is suffering from dementia from a doctor? Where is the recorded conversations that you have of Wendy expressing to you that she may be financially exploited by someone? You know, who is the third party that Wells Fargo is alluding to that, you know, have expressed to them concerns about Wendy's mental state? And don't tell me you're listening to Wendy's staff from the Wendy Williams show. I mean, come on, you have to have valid information and valid medical information displaying that this woman is actually suffering from dementia. Now, another thing that I want to point out is the fact that they said that Wendy didn't provide the proper paperwork displaying who the power of attorney was. And so, yeah, listen, that could be a lie as well. They could be lying about that. But then you can also look at it that Kevin Jr. was never the power of attorney in the first place, and that's why he was denied, you know, access to Wendy's accounts. You know, something is very strange and sinister about this whole situation dealing with Wendy. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if a family member is behind this. I wouldn't be surprised if Calvin Hunter is behind this, because what I find funny is the fact that Wells Fargo filed a petition for a guardianship hearing, right? Because they're so concerned about Wendy's mental capacity, so they say. But here's the thing, and I keep going back to this. Have they heard from a doctor that Wendy is suffering from dementia, right? Because in my estimation, if a doctor does not confirm this, you have no case. And if her former financial advisor doesn't have Wendy recorded in a conversation stating that she feels like she could be a victim of exploitation, and then also an email that Wendy could have sent, if she doesn't have a paper trail or a voice recording, right, of Wendy saying that she could be a victim of exploitation, then there's no case there either. So will Wendy have say so on who she wants to appoint to be the legal guardian over her assets, to oversee her assets, if this is indeed true that she's suffering from early stages of dementia? Or are they trying to appoint someone to oversee, her finances? This just seems like a professional heist and a perfectly constructed plan to take advantage of Wendy financially. That's what it sounds like to me, y'all. Drop down in the comments and let a brother know. I'm gonna let it go right here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll get with you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.